All right, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all for a second because I know a lot of people don't. That chick that you got on the side, you don't really want her. I don't care if you the dude who got caught up or the dude that's still lying, sneaking around on the side. You not really feeling her. You just like that feeling that she gives you. You feel like you can be that swag version of you. You can be yourself. You can be that laid back, flirtatious person that you feel like you can't be at home. But my question to you is, why can't you be that way at home? What we talk about in Sovereign Connection is you being the man who you're supposed to be at home and out in the streets. And if you are carrying yourself as a sovereign man, as a man that's 100, the same way you flirting with old girl at the job or the old girl that you hanging out in the streets, I teach my clients you could be that same dude inside your own house. See, nobody talks about this part of cheating and creeping and lying and all that different type of jazz. But like I said, I'm a different type of dude. My experience as a licensed mental health counselor has taught me a lot about what men doing, but then also I think about when I was out there in the streets doing what I was doing. I remember feeling dead and empty on the inside of my relationship. And instead of going inward, I went outward. I went to the streets to get that validation. Or I would sit and think to myself, damn, why isn't my girl validating me? But validation, self-esteem is an inside job. And I'm not saying your girl don't have to do her part and, acknowledging you or, doing certain things. I'm saying it starts inside your temple. It starts inside your body, not outside. So if you are cheating and creeping, don't point the finger at your girl. You need to point the finger at yourself. Like, damn, what am I missing and how do I get it? Going out there getting it in the streets is not going to give you the satisfaction that you want. You got to remember that dopamine hit, the thrill of the chase. Once that's gone, you got to deal with reality. And if you consider yourself a real man, if you consider yourself somebody who keeps it 100, that's trustworthy, that's loyal, when you decide to step out, you are going against your own principles. Now, if you're one of those dudes that keep it 100 with your girl and she knows how you're moving, hey, by all means, do what you do. But if you're one of those dudes that are lying about what you're doing, you're not keeping it a buck. Dog, let me put this out here that some of y'all dudes not be ready for. I want you to think about what you are really chasing, right? When you get that text from that other chick, how you feel. When you out there with your boys or you out there in the streets and you go holler at a chick, what is that feeling that you're chasing? And a lot of us never really do the work on ourselves to figure out what it is that we really want. We just go out there in the streets and we feel that anxiety, we feel that thrill, we feel that good tension and be like, oh man, I can do this, I can do that. But what if doing that goes against your values? And a lot of y'all dudes out here, they are going against their own values. And I'm not here to put nobody down because I'm being real. I've been there before. But now, knowing what I know now, I got to walk in my own energy. I cannot look for a woman or anybody else to make me feel good. I have to feel good first. Bring that to whatever situation that I'm in. And if somebody's not willing to uphold that standard, instead of cheating, I'm going to be 100 with them. Hey, baby, you know what? This isn't working out. I'm not getting X, Y, and Z. And if you're in a long-term relationship, I'm not saying just get up and bounce, right? You have conversations with your girl. You go to therapy. You do things. But I'm gonna tell you a lot of things. A lot of men, what you are seeking from your woman, she wants to give to you. I'm being 100. When I'm in therapy or when I'm working with clients, there's very few women that say, hey, I don't want to give this to him. Most of the time, there is a barrier that's preventing her from being the best woman that she can be. The woman that she was when y'all first met, when she would look into your eyes and look to you with admiration. Life got in the way. We got kids, she may be harboring resentment about, the way you communicate. There are things that y'all can work through. So I'm not the dude that's telling you, hey, just go ahead and bounce and leave your girl. I'm the one who's saying, hey, first off, work on you and then have a conversation with your girl about your wants and your needs and seeing if she's able to deliver that. We all deserve to feel wanted. We all deserve to feel desired. We all deserve to feel admired by our partner. That is normal. I'm not one of these dudes that's saying, oh, you just need to concentrate on yourself. You're not a real man. Nah, I understand what you're looking for. I'm just trying to help show you the roadmap to actually get what you're looking for. It's not from them girls on the streets. And real talk, is not in the girl laying next to you in the sheets. It's actually the man that you see in the mirror. You got to build him up to where he's being held accountable, and also that he's soft on himself. As men, we think we got to be hard and we always got to push. When I'm working with the client, I tell them like, hey, look, man, you got to work on yourself. And when you're working on yourself, it is a good feeling. It is hard sometimes, but as men, we got to face adversity. We so busy facing adversity out here in the world. Oh, I'm pushing myself and, the gym and at work. But you think about, well, what am I doing mentally in my dome, in my house? How am I building that up? A lot of men aren't doing that. They don't know how. So here's the part that stings a little bit, so brace for it. A lot of y'all dudes are out here performing. You're not keeping it real with yourself, and you're not keeping it with the people who love you most, and you darn sure not keeping it real with that chick on the side that's making you feel good. You're performing for your job. Hey, I'm doing my best. I'm number one on my team. You're performing for your family members. Oh, I'm the best dad. I'm the best brother. You're performing in the gym. Oh, look how strong I am. You see, all that is external validation. With Sovereign Connections, we don't worry about the performance aspect that we put on for everybody else. Because when you're a sovereign man, you're going to show up either way it goes. When we are a sovereign, we're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for the inside. You spent years trying to show who you are. But how much time have you spent to developing yourself as a person, in your mind, in your body, and not worrying about the aesthetics of everything, but inside, when you feel bad about yourself, what do? I mean, instead of going out there in the streets, what if you learned how to journal? Instead of going out there in the streets, what if you learn how to meditate? And I'm not talking about sitting there, like this, but meditation is really just sitting there connecting with the higher power, whether that be God or the universe, sitting there and let him talk to you. Instead of swiping up, big old booties and looking at all these girls, their Instagram, you look at inspirational words that can help you, that helps build you. See, nobody ever taught y'all this, but I'm breaking it down to y'all how to be a real man. We didn't learn how to be a real man. We learned how to perform for other people. But at the end of the day, you got to be good on the inside before you can be good for anybody else. And that's real. So a lot of people may talk about, oh, you betrayed your woman, you betrayed your family. Real talk, you betrayed yourself. And when you betray yourself, that's worse than betraying anybody else. And betraying yourself could be walking around your house, letting your girl disrespect you. Betraying yourself can be walking around the house, acting like you're happy when you're really not. Betraying yourself is knowing that something's missing, but you're still willing to settle for it. That's really betraying yourself. It's not out here what you're doing in the streets. It's what you're doing in here, in your home, in your castle. All right, so we've talked about what's going on. Now we're going to talk about how to move forward. All right, so here's where we build on everything instead of just looking at the outside and looking at the problem. The first thing that you're going to need to do is connect with yourself. You're going to tell yourself what you like in your life and what you don't like in your life. You're going to think about things, the ways that you can improve and how you want to feel, and you're going to name it. After you name how you feel and how you want to feel, you're going to take steps to get what you really want. And spoiler alert, what you really want is not another woman. What you really want is not somebody to make you feel good. What you really want is to feel good. And that is an inside job. One way that I start with my clients is journaling. If you don't like your situation, write it down. Write about how you feel. And then on the other side of that piece of paper, write about how you want to feel. Wake up every day and do that. And if you can't do it every day, do it every other day. But do it as frequent as possible. Next, if you got a girl, you're going to have an honest conversation with her about how you're feeling. Once you learn how you want to feel and what you want, you're going to have a conversation with your girl, not blaming her, not pointing the finger, but just telling her, hey, this is what I'm looking for. You're going to tell her that, you're going to be going through something, that you're going to be working on yourself, but you want her to be a part of it if we're all on the same page. If not, y'all may have to go y'all separate ways. That's not a threat. It's not a promise, but it's a real conversation about both of y'all being happy people. Next, you're going to learn how to cope with that discomfort inside of you. You're going to stop projecting it onto other people. You're going to stop projecting it onto your girl. You're going to stop projecting it onto your kids. You're going to stop projecting it onto these chicks out here just so you can feel good. You're going to learn your body and what makes you feel good on the inside, not for other people, not aesthetically. If you made it this far, I want you to give it a thumbs up if you're willing to do this work. Because if you are, you got to understand that 90% of the men out here aren't willing to do it. A lot of men out here just want to stay in the streets and keep going from girl to girl so that they feel good about themselves. But if you made it this far, you a real one. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Listen, stop performing for other people and be the best person that you can be. There's no destination that you can reach. It is a direction that you are headed in life. What you're getting from these chicks it's superficial. But when you dig deep on yourself and stop looking at your girl or stop looking at other things that contributing to that, and you're saying, bro, it's my job to make me happy. I'm gonna start journaling. I'm gonna start doing, cardiovascular exercises for me, not just for people to look at me and admire me. I'm gonna start doing things for me so that I feel good. And as always, you can always book a session. We work one-on-one, and I help build you to be that man who you already are, but you can be that fuller version. Take care. Peace.